So let's see what's happening there. I see very concentrated faces, and I will start with Benny because I can feel that you're ready.
I'm ready. Wow. Christian, that was amazing. We had many smiles today. You took a different benchmark, a very, very serious and meaningful face. And I saw that. And I knew that speech is going to be different. And you delivered a very powerful speech. And you walked the entire way up. You took the stance. And you asked us 2 questions. And you let it sink with us. And you took the pause into your body. That is amazing. And ownership. And you introduced yourself as a Korean champion with folded hands. This was not the hamster. This is a man down to earth who really knows where he comes from. And this is really, you touch me. 2 minor things. The Italian gesture. When you order an espresso in the cafe, you can do that. Open up. This was something where I believe you can express yourself even more. And then was one last thing that had a really deep meaning for me. When you took the sword and you said, this can make a decision, give it us in slow motion. And then we can really feel it, because that speech was of emotions, feeling, and life. Thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you. Ineka, ready for stage presence?
I am ready. Christian, wonderful speech. And I was really curious about finding out what that prop was going to be. And you took the time, and this is very, very important for stage presence, you took the time to put down your prop, go back to position, and start addressing the audience when you were in position. And more even, you did even more than that, you then walked all the way to the front to establish an intimate relationship with the audience, with a few questions, a bit of interaction, a bit of humor, and there you had them. I will come back to that. One thing also I really liked, because it was really also underlining how you were aware of the stage, in line with the story, in line with the content, is how about when you lost 3 things, these were 3 times a step back, another step back, another step back. That was really very powerful. Now, about that audience intimacy. If you want to use the stage for structure, it is better to move laterally, from left to right, right to left, so that we can follow. The way in the West we read, from left to right. We're brainwashed like that. When you want to use the stage for audience intimacy, like talking about negative emotions, moving backwards, going closer to the audience to wheel them in, you move laterally. What you did at a couple of times is you used the stage laterally for your structure, which made it, I think, very confusing. From my point of view, it was very confusing thing to look at, because we don't follow that in that direction, because we just see you pull away. Why is he pulling away? But that's we concluded. For the rest, I liked it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ineka. Daria, please, instructor.
Christian, thank you for your speech. I believe your speech reveals to us more about you than you maybe wanted to reveal. But I will come back to that in a couple of seconds. First of all, about your structure. You had a very strong, very powerful structure. In the beginning, you told us about the movie you saw as a child. And you mentioned that you loved the idea of standing for it. In your main body and the main content, you came back to that idea, and you told us once again how you like the idea of standing for it and being for it until the end. And in the closure, you told us, if you stood for it, you gave it all. And this is a very, very clear storyline. Now, as a woman, I can share with you some wisdom.
Very good way of putting it, huh? Okay, let's go.
I see something in you. when you pull out that sword, you told us there is no way back. Sometimes there is. Sometimes there is left and there is right. And sometimes it's easier than just going straight ahead, than just going through the wall and until the end. Sometimes there is a bit left and right, and maybe put it back and think about it. There is nothing wrong with it.
Think about
Thank you.
That's women.
The way you look at him, think about it. You better do. Okay, Mel, your turn.
Well done, Christian. What was unique? Fantastic. The samurai movie obviously is not unique, but your take on that story was very unique. As a 10-year-old, being inspired by it, coming back to it in your 40s, and to want to emulate the values of that movie. That's a very unique take on that. And then not even just emulating the values, but actually saying, hey, I want to be one of those guys, and actually taking the steps to go and do sword fighting. And not just sword fighting, but becoming a world champion in sword fighting. So that's a very unique take on all of that. And of course, unique for speech to bring a sword on stage. So if anyone is not listening or doesn't like what you have to say, you have a very handy weapon there just in case. Which brings me on to a suggestion for improvement, which I'm very reluctant to share now that that sword is sharp, looks very sharp from here, is what I would like, you gave us a lot of examples with visuals, with this story of the samurai, and with the visuals of becoming the world champion and all this. But after the world champions, you talked in the abstract, but you gave us no concrete example of what's happening now, some visual example of some unique story of what you're doing in your life to continue to be the samurai. And with that sword is look very sharp, but maybe afterwards I can touch it as well, just to see how sharp is it really. But it's a fascinating prop to have on stage, and it's a very, very unique way of grabbing our attention. Fantastic, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Christian. Thank you.